Hey everybody, Al Puglisi for Al Puglisi Trains with Howard. Howard's way back there.
Hiding
Hey,
behind an O-scale building.
hiding
Very simple.
behind, hiding behind a
Really simple to hide behind an O-scale building.
yeah. This is not a Dana shop. This is a custom build Howard did for me for my new O scale layout that he's in the process of designing. And I told him, Howard, I need a two-stall engine house for my engines. I don't have room for a roundhouse. I want a two-stall engine house. And because the theme of the layout is Howard Zane designs to feature the structures you see on the channel and to feature scenery that Howard is going to teach me, Howard's scenery techniques and scenery on this O scale layout. I wanted a engine house that had the flavor that would match it, not something industrial, not something brick, something that would match it, which is this. So let me shut up and let Howard show it to you. Well, folks, on previous episodes, we've talked about this. This is just a scale drawing of my area in my house that is going to be for the new O scale layout featuring Howard's the custom builds that we do here. And you can see that the engine house is going to go in there, and we have 3/8 to the foot drawings and footprints of all the different structures that we're going to try and feature on this layout. And then Howard, a while back on the channel, did a sketch, and I did a video on the sketch, just a quick sketch.
Very
said,
quick.
I said, holy cow, man, this is exactly what I want for an engine house. And then that sketch turned into this absolutely drop dead gorgeous engine house. So Howard, tell us about it.
Well, it's a big engine house. It's O-scale. Al's got to have a room to put his big engines in, including an Allegheny.
Yes.
So we were going to make this thing 36 inches because he wanted to hide his Allegheny in there. I don't know why he'd want to hide an Allegheny.
Right.
But we decided to make it 24 and let the Allegheny stick out a little bit.
Yeah.
Looks better.
Yeah, let it stick out. And
plus, it's a good proportion. Sometimes, even though the proportion might be accurate, sometimes it doesn't look good.
Right.
So we had to come up with something that would fit.
yeah, we debated about this. I debated, wow, maybe we should do a brick, and you even drew up a quick sketch, do like a diesel repair shed, brick. But I said, you know what? No, I want to keep it in theme with Appalachian Gothic, backwoods kind of theme.
Well, you also had some requirements, like you wanted these half-moon windows
Right.
on the top, which I happen to like. A little more work, but it was fun.
Yes. And then Howard came up with the idea to use those corbels, those beautiful corbels. He's got one downstairs that's similar to this, but different. This is different. Everything's different. And the corbels, Howard, really set this off. Really did.
We also have an interior. Sure.
Yes.
We put all the working platforms, all the columns with our gazintas.
Yeah, I can.
And then, of course, when you install this, you put people inside and
Junk.
junk and crap. Well, yeah, stuff
Yeah.
you'd find in an engine house.
And then, Howard, we took some of the stone off your layout, off of the Piermont division. You had a bag of unused,
But it wasn't a bag; it was a gigantic box.
a gigantic box of mostly Scenic Express sold.
Originally this Featherlight scenery. Then it went to I can't remember, Mike O'Connell.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Scenic Express.
Scenic Express,
So we
yeah.
got these from some were from Featherlight, some were from Scenic Express.
And just cut them up, and Howard used those. And just
Still tons of them.
absolutely beautiful building. The roof lifts right off. And
Well, here, let me show it. Ready?
yeah, roof lifts off. And like I said, when I get it on the layout and get the pits and everything cut out and the track laid with the access pits and detail, and then the roof just pops right back on there, and it's lit up.
Well, this is good. You can work out with this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice and heavy.
And luckily, Howard allowed me to weather this thing.
Yes, I did. Well, you did a hell of a job on it. You did absolutely perfect.
Thank
now,
you.
one thing we found, we use Tamiya paints a lot of times. Now, I don't know what the hell the chemical makeup of Tamiya is, but when we mix alcohol and the ink over it, it sort of has an interesting effect. You can show it up here. It sort of chalks or grays.
Yes.
And sometimes we're learning how to use this and to our advantage because it works beautifully.
Yes. Yeah, we found that on some cargo doors on a structure, an O-scale structure.
First we were horrified. Then you said, "Hey, it looks pretty good." They said, now we got to do it over."
Right.
And you were right. It looks great.
Yeah, it depends, but you got to be ready for it, folks. You got to know in your mind, hey, I shot the roof with Tamiya paint. If I use alcohol ink on this roof,
It's going to chalk.
It's going to chalk it. So we used that to our advantage, and then I went over it after I did the alcohol ink deliberately to chalk it.
No. Again, remember, this, I work strictly in basswood. I used to work in styrene. Matter of fact, I was actually able to make styrene look like wood. You couldn't tell the difference. But then again, I'm a wood guy. I'm not a plastic guy. Right. So everything's wood, though. We have styrene parts, of course.
Right.
But that's as far as it goes. Now, you might want to light this up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're do that. As a matter of fact, I'll plug it in a second. But I dry brushed it after I did the first step was shooting it to my NATO brown and then doing the whole thing in alcohol ink, knowing it would attack it. Once the alcohol ink thoroughly dried, I took the dry brush with burnt umber.
Now, also, people wonder how I work so fast and how you were learning that. If you shoot down there, there's the secret right there. Bare feet, never wear shoes. It really works.
No, folks, we've talked about this before. This thing took for a long time to make. And, when I fire up a video, just because I post a video Thursday and then 2 days later, you see a finished thing on Friday, that doesn't mean there could be a 2-week difference between those videos. There could be a 3-week difference. It's when I decided to post it. It's when I decide to get along, to get there and do it. So just because something shows up on a Tuesday and then Saturday, 2 days later, or let's say Tuesday, Saturday, 4 days later, you see the finished building. No, it just depends when we start and when we stop. And I can assure you there's a hell of a lot of hours Howard spent on this thing.
Well, Al, you did the roof. You did a lot of stuff. You did the sills, a beautiful job. You did it, plus you did a lot of work on the paint
and the weathering.
I'd say it's a joint project.
Yes, and Howard, I really am appreciative.
Well, I can't believe the progress you're making.
Yeah,
Al was my disciple. Now, Al was always a very good modeler. We're trying to make him into he's going to pick up where I leave off after I croak up.
Well, we need you around for a while because we got a lot to do.
Well, just enough as I'm enough of an ornery son of a bitch. I might hang on. But you never know.
This thing really is beautiful, Howard. And
well, thank you.
And folks, here, let's light it up. Yeah, let's pause it.
One thing I do want to mention, that when you buy stuff from Al or myself, we don't sell perfection. We sell our art, right, which comes with the good and some bad. Right. Now, if you look at it and you try to pick it apart, well, maybe that piece of wood should be that deep. The cut should be, maybe the stone should be a little over the color. It's our art. We can't change that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And these stacks are very sturdy, I might add. Howard did a lot of bracing.
You could actually pick this up with a stack.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want.
You can.
My God. Let's light it up and show some folks.
Good idea.
And there's the lit up version of it, folks. And again, the interior has to be detailed out. But
the insides, they see the wall, the columns.
Yeah, they can see the columns that Howard built. Let me get them around there. Oh, yeah. We got to... I'm going to put the pits in and the concrete pits and everything once it gets laid out on the layout. And let me go ahead and pause this.
Now we could also build this at HO scale.
Yep.
So.
And let me get this. And speak of the devil, folks, this is the HO one on Howard's layout that inspired me. I'm like, God, I have always fallen in love with this particular structure on Howard's layout. And I'm like, damn, if that wouldn't look good in an O scale version, which Howard designed. And it's a little bit different. This one has fixed roofs on the A-frame and doesn't have a complete lift-off roof. But if you decided you wanted an HO scale one or an O scale one, these are not cheap. These things take quite a bit of work to make. But if you decide you want one, you can contact me at alplug1@verizon.net. We're a bit backed up right now because we got some big projects in the works. And stay tuned on the channel, you will see them. But if you're interested in the possibility of having this thing built, you can contact us at alpug1@verizon.net. Let's go say a final word with Howard. Well, folks, Howard had a great idea, and this is my favorite fan brush to apply the alcohol and India ink. And you know what? We didn't have the doors weathered. I was going to do them at home. Howard said, let's go ahead and brush the doors with that because we shot the doors in Tamaya.
It's changing in real time.
And it's changing in real time. You're seeing what the alcohol and India ink is doing against the Tamaya paint, which you saw the before, and now you're looking at after. And this is actually real time. I don't think it's been, 1 minute?
1 minute.
2 minutes? Yeah. This one's changing a little bit slower over here, but again, as long as you can control the effect, that's what we're looking for. Well, Howard, I appreciate you building this for me and designing this.
Oh, man, it was I can't tell you how much I love doing this. I wish other people, it's kind of sad in a way. Let's talk a little bit about this. There was a time in my day, there were armchair model railroaders, there were folks that built layouts, and there were folks that did everything and actually built trains.
Right.
Today, there's still armchair model railroaders. That's fine. That's how you start. And there's some wonderful layouts being built. But the big difference is people have a tendency to buy trains off the shelf. And they are missing 50% of the enjoyment of this hobby.
Right.
Is to create and build. Anybody can, well, I can't say anybody can build a model railroad, but anybody can put tracks down and put trains, store-bought plastic trains on a track, and that's fine.
Right.
Great, if you love it. However, you're missing out on a lot of fun. Now,
Right.
we're having that kind of fun. We do everything here.
Yep. And thank you for letting me weather this thing.
Look at this. I can see it change now.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's exactly what it looks like. That's faded. It's a perfect look.
Let me bring it around.
Now, weathering, this kind of weathering does not appeal to everybody, and that's fine. We can do either way. I prefer the weather buildings, but, we can do without weathering. It's fine.
Yep. Yep. And we debated this roof. It looked okay, but I said, you know what, man, this is mine. I'm going to go. And Howard gave me license to weather the whole thing.
Well,
so.
it's your bottle.
Yep. So I weathered it. And Howard, thank you so much.
Al, thank you. It's always fun to do this.